achieved.
How's it going, everyone? I'm Siloel, and today we'll be taking a look at the combat in Guild Wars 2. Combat will be a new experience to everyone planning on playing this game. Moving while casting spells, always being on the move, and in ArenaNet's words, turning the tide with improvised tactics are things to expect while playing Guild Wars 2. The first topic for today is cross-profession combinations. Every profession will be able to combine attacks with other professions in the game, and every player will learn to use these combined attacks to their advantage. These make possibilities in Guild Wars 2 endless, and it will be a learning experience for all the players to figure out the attacks that certain professions can combine together. An example would be a ranger pet running through a cloud of poison, possibly from a necromancer, and spreading that poison among enemies. Another example would be an elementalist putting a firewall on the ground, and a warrior entering the wall of fire and using an ability that causes him to spin. This combination will cause the firewall to spread outward and hit enemies. The next two topics we'll be taking a look at are dodging and environmental weapons. Dodging consumes energy, which regenerates over time, and a player can perform 2 dodges in a row before having to wait for more energy. A player can have a keybind for dodging, and whatever direction you are moving when you hit that keybind is the direction that you will dodge in. If you are standing still, you will dodge backwards. Next are environmental weapons. An environmental weapon will replace your weapon skills, which are your 1 through 5 skills on your action bar. For instance, when a player interacts with a siege weapon, their first 5 skills on their skill bar will change. But sometimes environmental weapons vary depending on profession and race. For instance, a boulder might be able to be thrown by everyone, but an elementalist can not only throw it, but can throw it into the air and cause it to rocket down from the sky like a meteor. Next, we'll take a look at the down state. When a player loses all of their health, they go into a down state rather than dying and go into a graveyard. When a player is in a down state, they get access to new abilities, but they are less powerful than your other skills. A downed player can still be attacked, and then sent to a defeated state. A player in a defeated state will not be able to use their abilities anymore, and will have to wait for a player to resurrect them, or they can choose a waypoint to resurrect that. If a player in a down state kills an enemy, they will return to life. If you are constantly in a down state, it will take longer and longer to resurrect you. Any profession in the game is able to resurrect another profession. Now we'll take a look at the skill bar. The first 5 skills are determined by the player's weapon. The next 5 are chosen by the player, depending on the profession and race. 1 is a healing skill, 3 are utility skills, and 1 is an elite skill. Although there are only 10 skills, there are a whole bunch of skills you are able to choose from. This allows for a skill bar that the player wants and is fully customizable. Since a player can only have a certain number of skills, it is crucial for a player to have access to the right skills for a certain fight. For example, if you're a caster and you are about to fight a melee class, you might want to have 1 or 2 utility skills dedicated to slowing or immobilizing the enemy. Most professions are able to have access to 2 weapon sets that they can switch between in combat, such as a warrior with a sword and a shield might want his second weapon to be set to a rifle. There will be a cooldown when you switch weapons, so players will have to switch with caution. The last topic for discussion are traits. Traits allow for even more customization within a profession, and they let players buff skills and attributes. How you get them is probably the coolest thing about them. Traits are found by completing specific profession challenges around the world. A thief, for instance, might have to sneak around a town to discover something, while a necromancer might have to eat the hearts of creatures. Every profession's experience will be entirely different, and that's how it should be. Each profession has a different type of trait line, specializing in different things, and all professions have traits for weapons that they are using. There are also major and minor traits for each of the trait lines as well. Changing traits in the game is extremely simple. First off, there is no cost involved. Secondly, the players can respect their traits as long as they are outside of combat. This allows for some serious testing and retesting with different traits. Traits can do everything from reducing the cooldown of your weapon switch, all the way to just a simple buff to a damage on a weapon. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like button below and to subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all next week.
Next Wednesday.
When you're comparing a highly anticipated MMO to the most successful MMO to date,
Siloel opens Pandora's box.
if Guild Wars 2 manages to change WoW,
Guild Wars 2.
the reason the term WoW killer doesn't apply here is because
World of Warcraft. What's the difference? An all-new episode of Guild Wars 2 next Wednesday at 9/8/7 Central, only on Bunk Studios.